So here we go again. I don't know if I'm gonna like this season or not, but we'll see. Um, I did a episode one overview. If you want to check that one out too, make sure you hit subscribe. Um, my first, as soon as the episode start, hey, let me stop. Spoiler alert! Obviously, doing a review of this episode. It's like noon on a Sunday. If you haven't seen episode two yet, spoilers. So back on out, come back. Um, Anyways, the first opening episode, part of the show, we got Prince rock climbing, trying to be the fake badass that he wants to be. And I realized that the chick doing the mountain climbing is the lead from Coyote Ugly. Her name is Piper or something, is the actress's name. But it's been a while since I've seen her, and it makes me wonder, like, what the hell she's been doing all these years. Probably doing something, just not in shows that I watch. But takes you back anyways. I think what we really learned this episode is what we already knew is Prince is going to be the billionaire super douche that we always thought that he was. And while maybe Bobby Axelrod was a little shadier and a little more street, Prince is the same scumbag that it seems every billionaire in the show's going to be. Um, you saw him go and kind of crush, which I'm guessing they're imitating whatever that brand is Nike. I'm taking a guess. Is there some other brand? Do you think that is? But they're gonna go crush this apparel company just so he can kind of get back to his wife or ex-wife. Are they separated? Whatever. And you realize that he's not out there trying to make stock moves to make money or for real change in the world. Kind of going after the bad actors as Chuck Rhodes would do. It's he wants to make a few bucks and then try to get his ex back at the end of the day. So something that Bobby Axelrod would do. So we're just gonna find out every episode that he's not the squeaky clean person that he portrayed himself to be. My question is, if he's always been that person, then Bobby should have found more dirt between Hall and Bobby. They probably would have found more dirt over the years on this guy other than the one thing with his ex partner. That's the thing. They're going to go paint this picture of him being this villain in the same way that Axelrod was painted. But now all of a sudden it comes out in this episode, but if this wasn't going on in the last season, he was. That's where sometimes these shows just seem to get it wrong. What else happened that was funny? Wags and the Rockstar camp or whatever it is. Sometimes those things don't resonate very well, but this one I found to be particularly funny. Seems like a very Wags thing to do. So that cracked me up. We had Ryan going and trading against Taylor's request, which doesn't represent the real world at all. Even Wendy's trying to talk Taylor off a ledge, which is asinine for Taylor wanting to fire Ryan. But think about this: anywhere in the real world, if someone told you to go make a trade that was obviously probably tens of millions of dollars, maybe hundreds of millions, I don't know how much she would be trading, but it wouldn't be $500,000. It would be a significant number. And then you went and made a different trade than your boss told you to do, you would get fired on the spot. You don't play with people's money like that. So I found it interesting that she's just going to get a pass after going against, the president of the company, and what for a trade that was probably tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. No one survives that. So I thought that was kind of corny. And then Wendy trying to say it's a different day and it's not like the old firm, and that's something Axelrod would do. Yeah, it's something Axelrod would do, because if the owner or the managing director or the president of the company tells you to make a trade that's a significant amount of money and you do something else, probably get you fired 11 out of 10 times. So I thought that was just stupid. What else do we got going on here? Chuck. I'm tired. I am so. Get rid of Chuck. Make him disappear like they disappeared Bobby Axelrod. Same crap over and over again. Chuck gets involved in something he shouldn't even be involved in. Goes and manipulates things to kind of set a trap, and then mysteriously they always walk into the trap. And, we just happen to have a guy here with an iPhone, filming it. Because they would just do a bribe like that on the side of the street, right? Like, I'm gonna hop out my Uber and get an envelope full of cash. Like, come on. And they would obviously, this guy is so wealthy that he would just, just wire transfer some money where it's all well documented. These guys are like that rich or more savvy than that. So things just seem to go too easy for Chuck sometimes. He comes up with elaborate schemes and plans, like in the first episode where he busts out his, neighbor with the cannons, and then this episode works his way in over here because he's got some other big plan that he's going to leverage these people for. It's just easy for him on his high moral ground to, he wouldn't call it entrapment, but he'll set something up so people, it's like a snare in the middle of the woods when you're trying to catch an animal and you put a dead piece of meat on it. Not entrapment, but I'm going to lure you over here with something. And every time these very smart people who are extremely wealthy just fall for it and do the dumbest things. I'm just over it. Like, it's how many seasons of Chuck Rhodes plays have we seen over and over and over? Give me something else. I just have a feeling that we know Axelrod left and they're scrambling to get this show together and coming up with a decent season 6, but when you got that much money and that much power, there's so many things that happened in the past as well. There's endless storylines you could do, but another Chuck Rhodes, set him up. Just come on. So I don't know. That's about all I got for this episode. I feel like this episode went by really quick. I also watched, what am I watching? Playbook 2, Season 2. I just did another video on that, episode 9. I feel like, these two seasons right now, between the two, I just feel like maybe it's my own patience where I'm getting just kind of tired. You see the same things over and over and over again, and it's like, take the audience somewhere else. And I think there's a lot of options when you're dealing with billionaires, for example, with powerful New York people, other parts of corruption. There's so many, it's endless when you're talking about the elites. You can paint any picture with the elites and it would kind of make sense. You're dealing with average Joes everywhere. The story can't get that interesting because they don't have no money or no power, no reach, no influence. When you're dealing with a show that's all power and influence and elites, the writers can take you anywhere. So that's about all I have for this one. Did you like the episode? Did you not like the episode? What do you think of season 6 so far? I don't know. Obviously, I'm going to keep tuning in. I'm hoping for season 7. I hope Bobby comes back and just crushes everybody. But, we all have hopes and dreams. Anyways, until then, I'm going to catch you on the next one.